Greetings, Taku Faithful. Thank you for joining me again this week. Once again, it's Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, and I'm here to bring you all yet again another Discussion of the Week video segment right here on Otaku Assemble Weekly. And as always, here to bring you the latest in this week's Discussion of the Week video segment. And this week's discussion topic comes from Charles Bailey, who writes, Discussion of the Week, people who serve in the military. What are your thoughts on people who join the armed forces? Do these people often get more praise than they should get? Should anyone serving in the military get more benefits and privileges than those who don't serve? And finally, what would be your thoughts on forcing citizens to have some kind of mandatory service after graduating high school or college? And just like in previous Discussion of the Week videos, I'm going to go ahead and tackle this topic question by question and see if I can do my best to give my thoughts on the issue. So, first question, what are your thoughts on people who join the armed forces? I personally don't have any problem with people who have enlisted in the armed forces. Now, granted, I am conflicted on the issue in the sense that while I don't necessarily condemn others for doing it, I don't necessarily condone those close to me to do it either. Thing is, me and the military are not on good terms. I've never served, never enlisted, but I do come from a military family. Grandfather served during World War II. My father served during Vietnam. Cousin of mine served over in Afghanistan, and my brother-in-law served during Iraq. So I know what the military don't tell people. I know what recruiters do not tell inductees, and I've seen what it does to people, and I don't like it. I don't care much for the establishment. I don't care much for their policies or their practices. But my thing is, I will never, ever scrutinize a soldier. Never. I will never hold a single thing against a soldier. My quarrel is with their commanding officers. The motherfuckers making the orders, the motherfuckers making the decisions. Those are the people I don't give a shit about. Those are the people I have a problem with. But the guy who goes and enlists to better himself, to provide himself or his family with a future, I will never hold anything against that person, ever. Yeah, and I know I mentioned in my family who served, but I actually have two of my best friends are enlisted right now. One is in the Army, the other is in the Marines. So and we discussed this both times, you know, and it was funny because it almost happened the exact same way. They called me up, Larry, man, I'm enlisting, and of course I'm like, hey, don't do that, you know, black man has no place in a white man's military, so on and so forth. But the thing is, while I didn't agree with their decision, I agreed with their reasoning for it. You know, one of my buddies just got married. His wife was pregnant at the time. He was going to go provide for his family. I never will hold that against him. But he learned about some of the shit I'm talking about. And yeah, he's getting the fuck up out of there now. He's in the process of getting out now. My other buddy called me up. It's like, Larry, dude, going into the Marines. Same thing. I said, dude, what are you doing? Don't go do that. You know, black man got no place in a white man's military. But he said, Larry, it's like, went to school, got my associates, got a decent enough job, and it's paying the bills, but I'm still living at my mom's house. And I'm still living in New Orleans. It's like, this is my chance out. If I'm gonna get out, now's the time. And I told him, I said, shit, I'll never get out. Go. It's like, if that's the only way you can get out of there, go. Pack your shit, leave, go out, see the world, do something. So, taking all of that in consideration, yeah, I have no problem with people who enlist. I would never do it personally. To hell with that. They would dishonorably discharge me on the first day. I'd probably be locked up fucking around with those people. I wouldn't do it. To hell no. Matter of fact, I even remember my sister was talking about enlisting a couple of years ago. My dad went ape shit when he found out, because according to him, he didn't bust his ass in the service only to have his children have to do it too. So yeah, not for me personally, but I don't blame anyone else for enlisting. Now let's see. Do these people often get more praise than they should get? No, they don't. I don't believe so. I think now sometimes I do think that we as civilians go a little bit overboard with the whole veteran. Hang on a minute. Turn that off. I don't want that heater in my background noise. But I think we as civilians do go a bit overboard with the veteran praise. And I'm not talking about, you know, the appreciation. I'm talking about the praise. I'm talking about like the bending over backwards sort of, you know, parades. I think that might be a little overboard, but to hold people who have served in high regard, I don't think that's unmerited at all. I think that's very merited. Think about it. These are the people who risk their lives to defend this country for whatever their reasoning may be. Now, yeah, of course, you know, when we're kids, you know, we're told the myths of, oh, you know, the selfless act to defend your country, which is a lie. Not everyone who enlists is selfless. But I think regardless of the reasoning and the motives behind it, the fact still remains. These people enlisted. They signed on the bottom line to risk their lives to protect this country. To hold them in a higher regard than the average civilian, no, that's not out of line. We aren't the ones who signed that contract. They are. We aren't the ones taking the risk. They are. So yeah, when they do get out and when they do come home, they deserve a little bit of appreciation and a little bit of fucking respect. You don't have to throw them a parade, like I said, because believe it or not, you know, just talking with members of my family, talking with other veterans I know, talking with other people who are currently serving, they don't want the parade. They don't want the ticker tape parade. They just want to be able to come home and have shit be normal. You know what I mean? Hell, I've even heard some guys talk about how that, you know, how people look at them differently coming back home after they've been overseas. That actually trips them out a bit. It's like, nah, dude, I'm the same guy that left. You know, I'm the same guy that I was when I left. I might have seen some shit and my mind might work a little bit differently, but that doesn't mean you should treat me any different. So, like I said, the parades, maybe not. But yes, these men and women are meant to be respected. They do deserve some gratitude for the job they fucking do. I mean, it's a dirty job, but somebody has to do it. Consider this. Look at all the fucking civilians who have dirty, hard fucking jobs that don't get nearly as much recognition as they do. I'm talking about people don't even appreciate the motherfucking garbage man. That's a dirty fucking job that you yourself know damn well you ain't gonna fucking do. So who are you to try to chastise the guy who's picking up your fucking trash every fucking day? You need that guy. Are you gonna haul your own fucking trash to the dump? No, you are not. So yeah, maybe that guy does deserve a thank you. Keep up the good work. Hey, you know, something. And I'm just talking, you know, what about the guy that breaks his fucking back every day building a fucking house so that other people have a home to live in? Does that guy get a, hey, keep up the good work? Hey man, gotcha. No, he doesn't. And those are lower. I mean, we're talking about manual labor, downright grungy motherfucking jobs that civilians have. So I think they deserve a certain level of gratitude and appreciation. And if that's the case for them, then yeah, when it comes to fucking soldiers, yes, they deserve the gratitude. They deserve the fucking appreciation. Otherwise, in the immortal words of Jack Nicholson, I suggest you pick up a weapon and man a fucking post. Alright, let's see. Should anyone serving in the military get more benefits and privileges than those who don't? Well, yeah, because it's part of their job package. When you get a job, you get certain benefits, whether it's, so many sick days, whether it's paid vacations, whether it's holidays off, weekends off, whatever the fucking benefit is. And yeah, being in the military, one of the, I think the only real compensation for being in the fucking military is the benefits you're supposed to get. And I know for a fucking fact, just because you enlist does not automatically entitle you to those benefits, because the military will actually try to screw you out of said benefits. They will. I've seen them do it. I've seen it. I've heard the stories from my family members. They've told me. They will try to screw you out of the benefits. They'll try to screw you out of your job. They'll try to force you into fucking early retirement just so they won't have to pay you the money you're entitled to. So this idea that they don't deserve, should they automatically get more benefits and fucking privileges than anyone else? Absolutely. But they gotta fucking fight for their benefits just like you have to fight for yours. The point I'm trying to get across in this discussion. Now, granted, I don't think that Charles meant this with his questions. I don't think I'm not saying that he necessarily meant it, but these questions do seem to give across this impression that the soldiers don't deserve what they're entitled. And I would argue that they're probably amongst the few people who do. I'm not going to argue with an entitled soldier. No. If he fucking put his 4 years in and he done his fucking tour of duty, I'm not going to fucking argue with him. He's entitled to what he should get. Matter of fact, I'm more likely to fucking pick up the fight right along fucking with him to make sure he gets his fucking benefits. Because that's part of the deal. That's part of the fucking contract. These guys sign up before they go to fucking boot camp. You serve your 4 years, you get so many benefits. You stay in longer than that, you get so many benefits. This isn't fucking hard, people, because every other fucking profession does it. Why the military think they can fucking back alley their way out of it is beyond me. Especially when you consider how much fucking money the military get on a fucking yearly basis to begin with. How much fucking money the taxpayers are cranking into that motherfucker. And you're going to try to turn around and try to fucking backpedal your way out of the benefits you owe to the people who enlist in your fucking program, who did your dirty work? I guess there weren't enough casualties on the wall then, were there? Guess the body count wasn't high enough. Fuckers. Once again, like I said, I have no problem with a soldier. My quarrel is with the organization. Fuck them. Fuck them with everything holy. Bastards, self-righteous fucking pricks. Alright, and finally, what would be your thoughts on forcing citizens to have some kind of mandatory service after graduating high school or college? You're not forced to do mandatory service. All men at the age of 18 are required to register, but you are not required. There is no mandatory service that has to take place. Even in the time of war, even when they had the draft was only mandatory if you were drafted. And yeah, and there hasn't been a draft in decades. So, even during Iraq, we didn't have a draft. So, my thoughts on a mandatory service, though, I would only co-side a mandatory service if it was necessary. You know, if it was another world war and they started up the draft again, and you know shit was serious, then yeah, it would make sense to have some sort of, I mean, like I said, as far as mandatory service, anything more mandatory than the draft, I think is bullshit. No, you should do the fucking draft. If your number comes up, go ahead and serve. And if you don't want to do that, go ahead and fucking, you know, do your time in prison, or go ahead and fucking, you know, border hop, however you want to fucking do it. You know, but like I said, if the situation was that dire, yeah, I don't have a problem with that. If not, then it's bullshit. You know, like if they tried to do the draft for Iraq, go fuck yourself. If they tried to do the draft for what's going on right now, and because I know we're gonna fucking get involved in what is it? Fuck, I can't remember the name of where the fucking the battle's going on right now. You know, I haven't watched the news in the last couple of weeks, so I already forgot the name of that place. But you know, if we got involved in that and they decided to pull out the draft, go fuck yourselves. Like I said, unless it's a fucking world war, don't reintroduce the draft. And if the situation's serious, then yeah, I ain't got a problem with that. Alrighty, so looks like that was my last question. So yeah, so like I said, just general overall thoughts wrapping up this video. For the most part, I have no problem with people who enlist in the military. I just have a problem with the military as an organization and as an administration. Don't have a problem with a soldier. I mean, soldiers, they enlist for whatever reason and they just follow orders. That's why they're there. You know, they don't make the hard choices. Not all the time. Not all the time. But yeah, to the fucking suits who sit on their high horses, you know, sending these young men and women to die for some self-serving fucking purpose, or some fucking twisted agenda or some shit like that. Yeah, they can go fucking die in a fiery ditch. I don't give a shit about those people. I really don't. I don't give a shit for them, you know. Those are the motherfuckers that will allow fucking just rivers of blood to run just so that they can fulfill whatever fucking agenda they have. Fuck those people with the infinity of my soul, with the epitome of everything I am that is human. Fuck them. Fuck them. What was the other fucking question I had? Yeah, but as far as you know, benefits, privileges, regard, respect, you know, the manner in which civilians treat veterans, yes, they do deserve your respect. They do deserve that regard. They do, because they put in the time, they put in the work, and they paid their dues. That's more of what it is. If anything else, that's the best way I can say that. They paid their fucking dues. So give them what they fucking deserve. Give them what they're fucking worth. All right? Unless you're gonna get your ass out there and fucking pay those dues too, give the people what they're worth. And then finally, you know, mandatory service. I mean, just having to register, I don't have a fucking problem with it, because registering does not automatically mean you have to fucking enlist. You know, just go ahead, register, do the fucking bullshit, do the paperwork. But as far as like reintroducing the draft or anything like that, it better be World War fucking 3. That's all I'm saying. So that's going to conclude this week's discussion of the week video. I want to thank you all for joining me again this week, and in the comments below, leave both your thoughts on this week's topic and also leave suggestions for next week's topic, and thumb up the one you want to see me discuss in the next video. Keep an eye out later this evening, since this is going to be uploaded and released on Wednesday morning. So keep an eye out for later tonight for my Arrow episode review. And with that being said, this has been Larry Williams, OAW Commander-in-Chief, signing off. And until next time, Peace.